Hello everyone. Today is Tuesday, September 19th, 2023 at 1:30 p.m. that afternoon. I'm taking a look. It's exactly 1:30 just now. I looked. So, I'm taking a break from cleaning up because I just had a headache that came on. So, wow, right when I start the video, that's when they get the dog to bark. So I got dry, itchy skin right here. So sorry about that. The dog didn't start barking until after I started the video. I usually never hear the dog during the day, but a couple of nights I've heard the dog barking. I think they're doing something to make the dog bark. As I said, it wasn't until after I started the video the dog started barking. So I'm sitting in the bathroom, sitting right by right on the edge of the tub, trying to take a break. So each time I try to talk, they get the dog to bark. They might be hitting the dog with directed energy weapons as a mockery of, me telling y'all about another targeted individual who was hit with directed energy weapons. And her dog got killed, hit by a car, and died later on because excuse me, from I think the dog was a boy, that he got hit by a car and then died a couple of hours or a few hours later. And there was another guy that's supposedly a targeted individual, and I think his dogs disappeared maybe a month ago, and he did TikTok footage, showing everybody about his dog. I think it was more than one dog that was missing. And then after he did the video, they returned the dogs back. But I don't remember if he said that they poisoned the dogs or drugged the dogs or did the dogs something. So last night was another night where they sleep deprived me, and I didn't get to I may have fallen asleep sometime after 5 o'clock in the morning. I was up all night battling to get to sleep, but just could not sleep. But I was so dead tired last night from cleaning, sorting, and organizing stuff that I was heavily convinced that I thought that I knew, that I was sure that it was going to be promising for me to doze off and fall asleep at about 11 o'clock or something. I don't remember what time I went to bed. I thought I went to bed at 10:30 because I went to bed earlier last night and I was tired earlier. So I had organized all the bins. I thought that I organized all the bags, but I had to go back and reorganize, sorting things out and everything. Now, like, I thought that I got rid of everything I needed to get rid of, you know. So I'm still working on trying to sort and organize. So I think I had another meat patty last night for dinner. And I had some mixed vegetables and rice. I think yesterday morning I had the last of the milk, but I got two more frozen cartons of milk. I think they're half-gallon cartons of milk. I have two more, but I still got like a lot of cheese, milk, butter, and meat. But I probably got like a few days or a week's worth more of fruits and vegetables. And I'm kind of low on bread, but it looks like I'm going to have to be eating rice, like alternating between rice and mashed potatoes. Looks like I'm going to be alternating between rice and mashed potatoes, every day for, I don't know, maybe the next couple of weeks. But I have 3 eggs left, but I got like a lot of meat. But me trying to just rotate 4 different kinds of meat between, like the chicken wings, salmon, the pork, the pork ribs. And I didn't put barbecue sauce on them. I put a little seasoning on them. And wait, salmon, chicken, beef patties, and those pork ribs. I've been just alternating between 4 meats, But I heard that when people are trying to survive, there's a such thing called food fatigue. So I don't remember if it was yesterday morning or the day before. Yeah, I think yesterday morning was the last day that I ate the cake. Yeah, I had an egg sandwich and the last 2 slices of cake for breakfast. And then for lunch, I had a meat patty and mashed potatoes. And then for dinner, I had, well, I told y'all that I had like mixed vegetables, rice, and another meat patty. But the day before was the last day I had the ice cream. Sorry about the dog. I think the neighbor's doing that on purpose because they strategically waited for me to come up in here. So the more I talk, the more the dog barks. I think they're trying to manipulate the dog to get me to shut up and get off the video. But I'm not going to. I'm gonna keep talking. But so I think that let's see, I think I fell asleep sometime after 5 o'clock. And this morning. And then I woke up, I think it was 8:47 a.m. in the morning. But it was around 7 o'clock. It was another day where the next door neighbor, it was the female, you know, and she was like, had like I think it was the second day in a row, like around that time of morning, her having like a loud phone conversation that startled and woke me up out of my sleep, with her just talking loud early in the morning. And it's like, well, I'm sleep deprived and didn't get enough sleep. And, she was up at about 7 o'clock this morning talking really loud. And I heard her voice talking loud. And I was still sleeping and dreaming. And in the dream that I had, towards the end of the dream, the foster cousin Mildred was in my dream. In the dream, she perked me and mocked and made fun of me about my weight in the dream. So I think that was another dream manipulation, kind of bad dream or whatever, But Mildred, I don't even know if she would be the type of person who would be a perp. But she's definitely a narcissistic abuser who's highly narcissistic. Abusive, cruel, and mean for nothing. But she never put her hands. She's like exactly 8 years older than me and my twin sister. That's the foster aunt Mickey's daughter, the foster mom's niece, Mildred. So Mildred is 8 years older than us, but her birthday is 2 days before ours. And so she's only 8 years older than us, but and then she was in the military and had all this abusive, narcissistic, fake military success and everything like that. I mean, it seemed like the fake foster family, they got all this success because they're like they said everybody with the last name Collins. I heard that all the Collins are related, and the Collins is an Illuminati last name. And they say that all the Grand Prix are related, my last name. They say all the Felders, like the foster mom's husband, they say all the Felders are related, or all the Crafts are related from the Masonic Smelly Craft family. All of the this families are related. All of that families are related. So yeah. But I mean, I can't believe that the foster cousin Shelby used to perp me back in 2019. And when I would go to the Rouses in downtown New Orleans, my hometown, he would just magically and randomly show up. Like at precise time, and then so happen to just meet up with me. And then that's the foster aunt Dana's son Shelby, the foster mom's nephew. So Shelby he pretended to be fake nice. He didn't, like, with me being homeless, he didn't even offer me any help. He didn't have to offer or give me no money or nothing. But, he didn't even ask me, was there anything I can do for you, or how can I help you? If we're supposed to be like family, or you saw me from a baby. I grew up knowing you. But yeah, he did and this was kind of right before I became aware. It was like 2018 or 2019. It was right before I had my final confirmation of better understanding of how the gang stalking actually operates. So he tried to ask me, pretend to have a fake conversation with me, and then ask me for my phone number, and then snuck behind my back and gave the foster mom my phone number, and had the foster mom, Adrian Felder, his aunt, to call me up and go off on me and pretend to act like she's fake shocked at me being homeless. Well, this is what you've been wishing on me for so many years. She kept on, ever since junior high, she'd been narcissistically lecturing me about how one day I'm going to grow up to be homeless, I'm going to be a drug addicted, schizophrenic. I talk about how she used to make all these fake predictions on my life. Or I'm going to wind up in jail or dead and deserve it. All this condescending down talk. So she pretended to be fake surprised, and finding out that I'm homeless. But remember I told y'all in 2017, I went by the foster family, and they kind of, the foster mom she was acting like she was a little bit excited to see me, but I really think it was her that got me put on a gang stalking list, and so, the foster mom, she pretended to be extra fake happy to see me. And in 2017, she had just recovered from a stroke or something. But Shelly, her daughter, the foster sister Shelly, when I went over there, Shelly had treated me like as if my presence wasn't welcome, and had like this jealous kind of look on her face. Like I just knew she didn't want me there. Even after 10 years, like childhood and early adulthood, we were still young. But then 10 years later, and I'm in my 30s, and you still got a certain opinion about me after zero contact, from 2007 all the way through 2017. And I wasn't even being vocal about speaking against the foster family or the biological family on social media back then. I wasn't really talking about them on social media back then, And then in 2018, that Kraft family, I tried to go by them, and they ignored me and treated me like as if my presence wasn't welcome. And then later on, I found out more and more research and more connecting the dots about the gang stalking and their Masonic connections. In 2019, shortly before I got the final confirmation that I was targeted, that's when I found out that Mr. Freddie was a Freemason or affiliated with, Freemasonry, that Kraft family is Masonic. So then, in 2018, like I told y'all, in 2017, Lanika had drove by in a car laughing at me on the biological mom Frances' death anniversary. It was September 12, 2017. She saw me and drove by. I was at the bus stop, and she saw me and drove in a car laughing at me. But, the fact that she didn't have on a seatbelt. She was driving without a seatbelt, and then right as she passed me, that's when she started to quickly put on her seatbelt. And so then in 2018, I started to see Lanika almost everywhere. And I didn't realize that she was perping and surveilling me. And like almost, not every time, but a lot of the times for me to go to the Gretna rouses on the West Bank, I was just so happy to see her, you know. And then, and I thought, like, I mean, I talked about this before. Like, when one day I was walking from the motel and I was supposed to meet up with that Carnell guy, who turned out to be a perp. And he wasn't really supportive of me when I told him that I felt hurt, because I heard about gang stalking and researched some stuff about it, but couldn't even put the pieces of the puzzle together to try to connect the dots of everything. So, when like when I showed y'all like a few days ago about how I went to the go get the mail and take out the trash, and the perps, they be sitting there, they sit there and waiting for me. And then the moment I walk a certain distance nearby, they pull out and drive off. Well, that's what Lanika did to me at that same Waffle House across the highway from the Rouses. Like that Waffle House on the West Bank, she was parked there. And I thought that she was just, I thought that because like over the summer in 2018, like a couple of weeks before I became homeless, and when I saw her in Rouse's, and I didn't realize she was a gang stalker, and I haven't seen her in years, with the exception of 2017. And so from I guess the last time I may have talked to her was 2003 or 2002, or no, not 2002, 2003, or could have been 2004. But in 2006, after Hurricane Katrina, I had my car then, my Hyundai Elantra. And I used to question and wonder why in the afternoon I'd be driving on the way back home, like to the fake foster mom's house where I was living there at the time, because I couldn't go back to my apartment in New Orleans Towers. And I remember, I'm not going to publicly say it, but maybe I should. Lanika, she used to have like what kind of car was that? It was a gold Pontiac Grand Dam. And I remember the license plate, and I would never see her face, but I would be driving on the Crescent City Connection Bridge, like going westbound towards the West Bank. And every afternoon I was wondering, I would never really see her face or see her on the side of me. And I never even saw her switch lanes to get in front of me. But all I know is there'd be other cars like in front of me. And I would wonder, how the hell did she get like right in front of me? So even back as 2006, she was even gang stalking me back then. And I didn't even realize, I didn't know what was going on. So I don't even know if she was like following me home from school or what the hell was going on. So, but of course she would get in front of me, like directly in front of me, and this happened like it seemed like almost every day, not every single day, but it happened so often, and so, they got people who'd be stalking, following, and harassing you and stuff like that, bully, harass, and laugh at you. But then they're always stalking everything you do, but they act like they hate and can't stand you. you know. And so then when you expose the truth about them, they make it like as if you're mentally unhinged and crazy, you know. Because far as everybody else knows, you know, if you're dealing with restaurant owners or something, they'll be considered as, you know, very pleasant business owners or whatever, or people like very personable or whatever, or easy to get along with and stuff. But when it comes to you being targeted, you'd be the one that's looked at as the only lone crazy fool who say something negative or bad about that person, and nobody believe you because these people, you know, they live double lives and have these fake good reputations when they be doing wickedness behind closed doors, and they have so much power, so-called authority and influence and all that, and even money, that people wouldn't dare go against that person, you know. And it happens to pedophiles all I'm gonna say it happens to pedophiles all the time. I mean, it happens with pedophiles all the time that, you know, even if it's within your own family, you know, like the biological sister Ramona said that this light skinned Creole female from New Orleans that she knew, I don't remember if she was supposedly related to us or a friend of the family, or I don't remember. But the girl spoke out on Facebook, or the lady spoke out on Facebook about her own dad molesting her growing up. And then Ramona was telling me that everybody thought she was crazy and nobody believed her, you know. So I know personally that Lanika was a bully in middle school and high school as well. A cruel, sadistic, sociopathic bully. Ignorantly laugh, and you know, she would torture people and then think it's funny. And people used to falsely glorify her as mature and responsible with common sense and most likely to succeed. Yeah, because um y'all pull strings to help her, you know, y'all pull strings to help her get ahead the crooked way. So yeah. So in 2018, I thought that after Lanika laughed at me at Rouse's and got an attitude with me in July, then I saw her in like November. And then, and it's like, I don't even know if they sent directed energy weapons to make me think about her, her to be like forcefully unwanted and intrusive in my mind, you know, with the OCD unwanted thoughts, you know. And then, sure, like a couple of seconds after, like I guess because I was like, I'm probably was sleep deprived that day, and I was homeless, and I just checked out of that motel, that Century Inn motel that they closed down. It was that motel been there for years, and I remember back in the 80s and 90s that place used to have a swimming pool. And they cut it down. They cut out the swimming pool, and then it turned out to be like a drug motel, a drug and prostitution motel, and it had crime over there, you know. So they shut that thing down. It was rough and raggedy and falling apart anyway. And then people would make a meth lab up in there and blow that hotel room. I mean, blow up the motel room and stuff. Blow up 2 or 3 motel rooms with their meth lab. So when she had because I thought that Lanika just hated me so much that I thought that she had intended to go and eat at Waffle House and then saw me and then got mad and switched her mind. And because I'm like, well, you hate me that much that you forfeit your whole entire meal, just to avoid me. But I did not realize that she did like the rest of the perps do, that when they wait to see me pass by a certain place, they wait till they see me pass by a certain place, and they're waiting in their car, and then once I pass by the place, or if I go inside or outside of a building, then they drive off in their car, like as if they want to wait until they got the final confirmation that I walked inside of or out of a building, and then they pull off and they act like as if they're monitoring me like some freaking babysitters or something. So then a couple of times more I saw Lanika at Rouse's. But then the day when she laughed, the second time she laughed at me, in July 2018, she went in the line, in the lines, like in the grocery lines, and I don't remember what I was buying, but I bought some stuff. I don't remember what it was. It was before I became homeless. I probably bought groceries. And I had my bike. I was riding a bike, and I think it was a yellow bike that I had. And I had difficulty riding a bike, And so I don't remember what I bought there, but she went into the grocery lines and she had nothing. And she was in the aisle next to me and almost like in the same position in line that I was, but in the aisle next to me, and hadn't seen me in years and get an attitude with me when I said hello and I call your name and say hello. And then you turn around and get an attitude with me. And then shortly after, she's like, that goofy immature laughing or whatever. I'm like, we're in our mid-30s and you still acting like this? Everybody telling me to grow up and be mature. But you're still an abusive, childish bully. So I didn't even realize all this time, that, as I said, the earliest that I can remember that my gang stalking started was I was 14 years old in 9th grade, scapegoated for something she should have rightfully been blamed for. But the foster mom wanted to protect that Kraft family. And I've been targeted ever since. And then nobody believes my story. But Lanika seemed like she's content with the sex trafficking. She was trafficked as a child and turned out to be a perp. A willing whore. She's not even trying to fight to get out. But she's loving, like, all the riches that she sold her soul for. So, but I don't even know if this sounds far-fetched, but her cousin Danielle died of a stomach cancer in 2019. Not all that much later on, I found out that Lanika owns a house in Slidell now. Like, but I don't even know if, I'm not sure if, Danielle dying like that, I think that had to have been a sacrifice. But I don't know who in the family sacrificed her though. But it's wild. But it seemed like they be having, like, because they had some people try to tell me that the Kraft family's house would stink like that. They're like, oh yeah, but people were trying to convince me that the Kraft family be sacrificing animals or something. But I don't know. I don't know. I thought that the house smelled bad, and everybody else thought the house smelled bad. If they're rich with a lot of money, Miss Ollie was at least 5'11". She was 5'11", and I do not know how many pounds she was, but she was extremely obese. And then all the time that Lanika would call me fat and greedy, her mom and two of her aunts were overweight, and she got overweight uncles. But, because they don't like you and they just want to be cruel, Now, she would have wanted to fight me if her calling me greedy or whatever. If I would have been like, well, your mama is fat and greedy, then she would try to fight me. And I, like, before graduating from high school, I was not fat at all. I was not fat. But people act like as if they cursed me to be overweight, cursed me to be fat. Because people were like, no way in hell my senior year in high school, if I was 17 years old in 12th grade, 5 feet 2 inches tall, and 145 pounds, and being called a fat ass or being called fat and greedy. And then I gained up to 170 because of the psychiatric medications. So I mean, like when you speak the truth about wicked people, like with narcissistic abuse or the gang stalking, and when you're vocal and outspoken about family members or people from your past or whoever, or people from cults, they'll make it like as if you're the sick, obsessed one who just can't get over the past or negative things about the past. And that they make it like as if you're so sick in the head and obsessed and can't, and like as if you got like a fascination or being preoccupied with something, or preoccupied or fixated on somebody, when you're just basically sharing your story and telling the truth about everything you've been going through. And it's like my twin sister Lanika and the foster sister Joni, they've always been on the same team. They've always been on the same team. So, and then like the Kraft family claimed to be related to certain fake IDMR cult members, and the foster mom supposedly claimed to be related to those same fake IDMR cult members. So, like, as I said, even as far back as kindergarten, the foster mom used to have Miss Ollie babysit us when we were 4, 5, 6 years old. And yeah, well, I never eyewitnessed the Kraft family sacrificing any animals or sacrificing chickens or nothing like that. But Freddie Jr., I mean, he used to be mean to me when I was 5 years old, but then we hadn't seen him in years, and then the last couple of times I saw him, he was nice and respectful, unlike fake ass John. John is always fake and messy as hell. Be starting false rumors about people. Be gossiping about people. So John is a freaking perp to never be trusted. So, but yeah, the foster mom used to have the Kraft family to stalk and spy on us and then report everything back to her. As far back as like kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth grade. And every time we snuck out of the house on a Sunday while the foster mom was going to the fake ID market, because Joni used to try to set us up. When the foster sister April used to, like, we got a little bit older and like 10, 11, 12. And April used to have Joni to babysit Kyle and then pay her for it. And then Joni, she used to like to, but people used to call Joni fat, but they didn't call her greedy. But Joni was suffering some depression too from the foster mom's abuse. But Joni was the type of person that she would more like to conceal or hide her pain and her hurt. You know, so, but yeah, I really think Joni was had to have been suffering some depression and emotional eating, and then I don't know about my twin sister, but I ended up developing that, and so, it seemed like only people with narcissistic personalities will try to call you greedy on purpose just to be cruel. Or at social functions, like even going to church or whatever, they'll try to, make you feel bad and trying to mock and insult you and call you greedy and or whatever. So, but anyway, so it took a while for me to break away from gluttonous habits. Excuse me. It took me a while to break away from gluttonous habits after after getting all psych medications, and also because my appetite wasn't as big as when I was on psych meds. But it took me a while, and then because the fake IDMR call, I don't remember them saying that gluttony was a sin, or overeating or whatever. But narcissistic family members try to control how you eat or what you eat, but then they smack their food like uncivilized pigs, or uncivilized cows, But then they want to call you greedy about the amount of food you eat. If they say you stress them out and cause them, they say you stress them out and cause them to smoke a cigarette. Well, you stress me out and cause me to eat a donut. Shut the hell up. But I don't remember when the last time I had a donut. I don't recall. Oh, you know what? I think I did have a donut maybe 2 or 3 times in Bloomington, but for the past couple of weeks since I've been here, I haven't had any donuts to eat. But there was a point in time I would eat donuts all the time. And a biological brother, Sean, he used to like donuts too. But Sean used to be like tall and lanky and skinny he was older than me, but during his teenage years. They used to call him greedy, but he used to be very skinny. But it wasn't until after foster care, we gained weight, and then after foster care, Sean gained weight too. But how people single you out and treat you a certain way because you're considered like special needs, or the R word, what they want to call retarded. So they'll treat you a certain way. But I mean, all these people that's more obese than me, and nobody try to control what they eat or call them fat or greedy or anything like that. They got the freedom to eat what they want, and then people sympathize when they got to go to the emergency room, or or if they have medical issues. So, but yeah, like I didn't even have breakfast this morning, like because of the sleep deprivation. I woke up at just before 9 o'clock, and then, well, somebody from the housing thing, popped up. Well, he didn't just pop up unexpectedly, but at the last minute, the manager had called me and said that he needed to come and take a look at the floors. And so, so he came in here and kind of looked around a little bit, and he asked me a few little questions and stuff, and he was explaining a couple of things to me and stuff. But but I heard that they're gonna have the pest control, and he told me I didn't have much to worry about with me freaking out with the inspection thing or whatever, but I had to. I took a break from from initially cleaning, sorting, and organizing. But last Monday, the 11th, I had to go run errands, and then they've been sleep depriving me all week last week, and then they're doing it again this week, and so I'm still feeling sleep deprived. And then, I'm still feeling sleep deprived. And so, I feel just robbed, with the sleep deprivation and everything. So, I'm just about close to being out of breakfast food and need to go. I don't know if I should, for just temporarily, if I can get me some oatmeal or something like that, But I'm feeling like too psychologically, mentally, and emotionally just not ready to go back out in public and face society. I need like a break. A nice long break from society. But I was going to go today, but good thing I didn't go, because I wouldn't have known, about the man coming over. So, but I forgot to mention that yesterday I went to take out excuse me. Yesterday morning, when I opened this bathroom window right here, the neighbor, like right across, one of the neighbors right across, he was standing outside, and then the instant I opened the window yesterday morning, he went back inside, like almost like immediately as I opened the window. He went inside, like right on cue. Excuse me. And then they had another guy. He had like a dark blue or gray or black, I don't remember, Chevy Traverse. It was kind of new. And he was already acting like as if, I don't even know if the gang stalking network, if they know in advance that I'm gathering up trash, and so he tried to walk ahead of me, like as if he was already walking ahead of me. And then when I put the trash in a dumpster, like he sat in his SUV, and he was like, I don't remember what kind of black or blue clothes he was wearing, and he was wearing like some light yellow Crocs, no, like Crocs shoes, the shoes that they call Crocs. He was wearing like some light yellow colored Crocs, and it seemed like he wanted to get the final confirmation for me to put my trash in the dumpster. I didn't feel comfortable at all with that. So yesterday, because what did I do? Yeah, I took out the trash. I got more trash to take out, and so I took out the trash. And after I took out the trash, like after I got off the video, I finally trimmed my fingernails and toenails, and it seemed like me struggling with the toenails. It took me almost a whole hour struggling to try to trim my fingernails and toenails. Well, not so much fingernails, but the toenails was, the struggle. And so then after that, I that's when I ate lunch after I got off the video. I got off the video, and then I got off the video, then I trimmed my toenails, then I ate lunch, and then I took out the trash. And then I started back with cleaning and organizing. And almost the whole time I was trying to clean and organize, like they vibrated my body. Like for the past several days, they would vibrate my body the worst at around 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And so it was almost unbearable. Like they want to try to stop me from organizing and cleaning. And then when I can't organize and clean, you want to call me nasty, filthy, and dirty. That's the kind of psychological games that they play. So, excuse me. So then, after that, I was in the middle of cleaning up, and they were hitting me exactly right here, like up in this area, in the back, on the back right side of my head, right here on the right side, with the directed energy weapons. And they kept on for like a couple of hours vibrating that area and vibrating that spot. And it's like it was a small area, and it felt like as if it was pressure. Pressure in a way that even though nothing is touching physically, but it would feel pressure, like as if my finger is like pressing, or something pressing really hard, but remotely, And then I think I felt pain or pressure like this area of my head. And I'm like, oh, they're starting that back up again, because they haven't been doing that, or they haven't done that, like putting pressure on my head or attacking my head with the direct energy weapons. They, so it would feel like as if I can feel like what seemed like a laser beam or something. Even 2017, 18, 19, I had the experience, them doing that to me. And I could be homeless on the streets and walk into the bus stop, and they can be like attacking my head, and And sometimes it will feel like as if I never had a gun physically put to my head, but it will feel like as if like an invisible gun is being put to my head. And it will feel so realistic. It will feel realistic. Like as if a gun is really there pressing upon me, like pressing upon the back of my head or something. So in the middle of the night, I reported on Twitter. It was right after 1:00. It was a helicopter flying low, and it caused me more pressure on my head and the vibrating, and also it caused me like pressure on my head and the vibrating and stuff like that, and and some other stuff it had caused to happen. I don't remember, but I thought that by 10:30 or 11:00, I thought that it was promising that I was going to get to sleep well. But nope. And me trying to fall asleep, like having like bad insomnia, me trying to fall asleep, it felt like it was never going to happen. It felt hopeless. So, like last night, I wanted to take a shower or a bath, but I was too physically exhausted and tired, dead tired, to take a bath. And then I felt insecure about if I smell bad or stink, you know. But, as I said, I felt traumatized for them squeezing my organs with the weapons. So even yesterday, while I was trying to do some cleaning up and bending down, I think they were trying to squeeze my organs then. But so far, we're trying to bend down, and I did a lot of bending down, and with grabbing certain items out of bags and transferring them from one bag to another, or trying to throw something in the trash or something like that. But so far, I haven't had an issue. But I had to take a break from the cleaning up because I started to get a headache, and I know it's related to the sleep deprivation, me not getting enough sleep. So it just like with the toothbrush that I have, I got multiple toothbrushes, but this one, I didn't even pay much attention to the color. But I've been brushing my teeth with it for like at least a week or a week and a half, or maybe 2 weeks. And not even realizing, I just saw that the toothbrush, that it was like the most comfortable toothbrush that I ever used. And it was a very, it was soft, bristle, comfortable toothbrush. And I was wondering where I got it from, though. I don't even know if it came from homeless outreaches or what, but that is the most comfortable toothbrush ever touched my mouth. And then I didn't realize until this morning that the toothbrush, the colors, because I was just so like busy doing this, busy doing that. And then I just realized this morning that the toothbrush, the color is red and white. And I'm like, how did I not, if I've been brushing my teeth with the toothbrush for a long time, for a week or two, and I didn't realize until just now that the toothbrush is red. I don't even know how that went over my head, or like, how did I just not know until this morning, or it dawned on me, it connected for me to realize this toothbrush is red and white, So I didn't even realize, you know, but and I came across a red T-shirt too. While sorting and organizing, I came across a red T-shirt. But you know what? Like other targeted individuals wear red. Well, I feel like, well, I feel like, well, if y'all can do it, well, I'm gonna start going back to wearing red and stuff because I have personally seen targeted individuals wear a red shirt in their videos. Even back in 2019 and 20 and whatever, if I see a targeted individual wearing red and they point out they're being heavily gang stalked or they drive a red car, they wear a red shirt or they drive a red car, and you point out that the gang stalker is perping you with the color red, but the gang stalkers never called those targeted individuals a hypocrite. But my twin sister started that with calling me a hypocrite for wearing red, and then David Jane copied off of her with that, and then they try to call me a hypocrite. So then I quit wearing red. And then certain professed targeted individuals feel like if another target is wearing red in the YouTube video, then you get mad and say that they're perping you, you know. So I think I also saw that recently with other professed targeted individuals, but it seemed like there's a lot of professed targeted individuals that drive a red car. And just like the perps do. But I try to be like, well, what if I don't know if the gang stalkers probably left them with no other option but to take the red car or take nothing. Like what they did me with these. So there are plenty of targeted individuals that wear the color red. But I feel, and then some people say, relax. Not everybody is in on it, on the gang stalking. They say, even though it might appear to be, but not everybody is in on it. You know, well, I never said that everybody is in on it, but on certain days or certain times or certain circumstances, it do be a moment where everybody is a perp. Excuse me, every single last one of them. I don't think everybody in existence or everybody in the world is a perp, but so I did mention that I said that I was gonna try to get rid of, this color since I found the other MP3 players. I mean, I'm sorry, not the MP3, but the MP3 players too. But I was trying to say the other earbuds that's not red. But that was unnecessary and didn't even really have to happen. Everybody ganging up on me and falsely accusing me of being a perp or whatever. But they already had premeditated hatred towards me. But people always want to say, don't worry about what other people are saying. You know what's true and that's everything. So God knows my heart. He knows what I have participated in or what I haven't participated in or what I've been falsely accused of. He knows what's, what I've even been falsely accused of behind my back. But I know I have not been initiated. I know I have not gone to perp school. And I know that I do not get paid to perp nobody, and I know that I don't perp nobody. So if you wear red and you're not perping anybody, it's fine. But it's your intent and your heart and your intent and your plan and your willful activity to choose to perp. But I personally don't have a problem with somebody driving a red car or wearing a red shirt. But when you do it to perp, then that becomes an issue with me. Like, I don't mind being number 33 in line, but if y'all strategically put me there for gang stalking purposes, then yes, I have an issue with that. Because people use other numbers to perp as well, with their fake numerology and color coding, whatever else, And people have perp with the color green. People have perp with this color. People perp with this color, So, when that Paul guy, he picked the argument with me and falsely accused me of having a perp cough or clearing my throat. And, that came random out of nowhere for no reason. And so then I pointed out him using Masonic and Satanic hand signs. Well, if you claim to be a blood gang member, why do you wear the color blue as well as red? So, with the video that he claimed he apologized, he didn't tag me in that video, so that's how I know that he really didn't give a damn and he wasn't sincere. And then he claimed that the video was up. Well, he didn't even show me or tag me in the video where he tried to apologize and make amends. So he did a fake follow-up video after I tried to expose him, and y'all kept ignoring me or trying to mute and cancel me on my own channel and try to control me on my own channel. But I'm gonna continue to say what the hell that I know is true. He been throwing up satanic hand signs, and he started to talk like how the fake sellouts talk. But then he is always talking about how he know a real from a fake. But then he ended up being deceived. So he basically bragged and admitted that he lied on me in the second video. He's like, since you want to, well, you falsely accused me of being a perp first. And I'm like, well, all the times you hypocritically wear whole red shirts, and very often, and because of this, you falsely accused me of being a perp, which is hard, not really that much red. And I explained the backstory of how I ended up with these. So he bragged about how he can wear red, and he started to act like he was threatening me with the brass knuckles in his video. So I'm like, well, okay, well, fine. Because of that, I'm going to start wearing red whenever I feel like it. But I know I'm not going around trying to perp anyone. And I know I'm not paid off or sold out. So they have certain items that people buy, like these cups right here. Sometimes you might go to Family Dollar or Dollar General, and that's the only colors available. On rare occasions at other stores, you might see yellow or blue or even clear. But if that's the only color, then, and you need cups, and you're new and just moved in or whatever, But there have been moments where me being targeted, if I carry around like GNC or Family Dollar bags that so happen to be red, and nobody ever said, well, you a perp or whatever, And certain Bibles I have, especially like the Gideon's Bible, the King James Version is red, but I came across one of them that said King James Version that's blue. But here's a King James Version that I just found, and it's red. A King James Version Bible. So with these, I'm not gonna get rid of these. I just, use them And I mean, because I know the gang stalkers did that to me. Just like with this. Then they didn't leave this to be the cheapest like they did with these. But they left this to be the only one available last year. They left this was all red, but me due to me being clumsy and dropping it on the floor by accident numerous times, and me and my OCD and cleaning and sanitizing, that's why some of the reds come off. But with these Western Digital external hard drives, sometimes this would be the only color of the cheapest ones available, you know. But I feel like with the red, it's what your intent and your purpose is. You know, if you willfully intend to, you know, wear the color red because you just want to perp somebody and then you get paid to do it, then yeah, I got an issue with that. But I got rid of that red hoodie. And that red hoodie was given to me when I was homeless. Just like my twin sister and her cult, you know, flying monkeys, they all freaked out when somebody gave me 3 ponchos and one of them was red. I think they gave me 2 greens and 1 red one. And that was after all my stuff got stolen. And then nobody said anything, in which I got rid of the red sleeping bag. That somebody donated me the sleeping bag, you know. And at first I thought with her trying to give me red sleeping bag, red shoes, red this, everything red, and I started to wonder whether or not she was perping me, you know. But then the first thing y'all do is y'all will play the mind game that somebody give me a red gift, then y'all call me ungrateful and unappreciative. If I quote unquote complain about it or say, well, you perping me by giving me this such and such gift and it's red, then you turn around and say, well, you're ungrateful. So I have this red shirt and it so happened to have butterflies. I didn't even realize it's a red shirt with butterflies and say South Carolina. What size is it? X large. So look at this mountain of clothes that I have, all from my storage unit. And then I got some more clothes, you know. So like this the only red shirt just now that I came across. So I mean, and they got people who's supposedly Christian and targeted, and they wear the color red. But I mean, I slept, I don't know how many months I slept with that red sleeping bag. And I had no choice because I had nothing else. But it took me a couple of months to finally get the money to get like a different color sleeping bag. You know, well, since I'm not homeless anymore, I think I did get rid of I donated all the sleeping bags to people who need it more than I do. And I'm not trying to do my alms before men or anything like that. I'm just saying what happened, if y'all want to know what happened to them. So, but this tiny baby mattress was under my clothes and everything. The mattress, like last night and the past couple of nights, like the springs inside of the bed, the mattress would hurt my feet and hurt my, they would hurt my feet and hurt my, they hurt my feet and my knees and stuff, when I try to stand up or kneel down. So it's like, I need to find a way to get like either another mattress or a full bed. But like right now I don't have the funds, but I'm just waiting for the opportunity to try to get another mattress or another bed or something like that, you know. But I mean, I had been sleeping on a mattress on the floor numerous times, you know, living poor, you know. But on rare occasions, having a place to live, that I actually got to have a whole like bed that I can sleep in, you know. But living in New Orleans Towers, like I think the foster stepdad brought me a mattress, and I was sleeping on a mattress on the floor, and then I found a couch for $5 at the I, for, I think it was the Volunteers of America thrift store in Algiers, you know, part of my hometown, New Orleans. So this was in 2003 when I first moved into New Orleans Tower. See, I got these other ones right here, you know. But yeah, I moved into New Orleans Towers. So, you know, so if Paul can brag about, you know, how he could wear all the red he wants and not be called a hypocrite. So, well, if you can wear red, then so can I. But they have people who profess to be targeted individuals, and they put a picture in their profile of themselves wearing a red dress or something, you know. But I had already had this, you know, red shirt. But, you know, if all the clothes are dirty, and what if that's the last shirt to wear? Or what if that's all I had to wear? But I heard other targeted individuals would say that people would perk them by giving them red gifts or something like that, you know. And if they're homeless or whatever, they will have no choice but to accept it, because that's if they're struggling to get help, and that's all they can get. Like one of the this food pantry that had clothing here in Pensacola, I think it was 2020, and they gave me almost red everything, like red shoes, red suit. I think this is where I got the red suitcase from. But the green suitcase I got when I was in Los Angeles, before I finally woke up about being targeted. But the red suitcase, I think was, excuse me, the red suitcase, when they gave me that, at that food pantry, it was like a food pantry, like a food bank that actually, they also give clothes, like what I recently went to in Victoria before I left. And I'm like, wow, I just went to the food pantry and got all this extra food and some clothes. Then I had to leave all that behind. But I used what I could, and, you know, I felt bad to have to leave everything behind. So, excuse me. Sorry. So, I mean, so yeah, I mean, it seemed like, you know, you can wear any color that you want, as long as you're not trying to perp somebody. And I smell weed. I smell weed. Oh, I didn't even realize they were cutting the grass. but one of the neighbors smoking weed. I could smell it. It's entering into my house, making my nose burn. I always thought that marijuana, that weed smells like horse dookie. Smell like horse doodle. Smell like as if somebody is burning horse doodle. So, but like as I said, I've seen other targeted individuals wear the color red. And then they've been having moments when 2019 or 2020, if I would be walking around wearing a red shirt or a hoodie, and I get mad and call out a perp for wearing red or driving a red car, and I question, I'm like, wait a minute, does this make me look like a hypocrite? Or I felt afraid that, the perp's gonna call me a hypocrite one day. But, automatically wearing red does not always mean that somebody's perping you. But it's very hard to catch the discernment, because you know what the Bible talk about, the wheat amongst the tares, so in the line, people talk about the lines being blurred, with the discernment. So like and I know my discernment is not that great. I wish I did have better discernment spiritually and physically and mentally, with better discernment, Well, an abusive narcissistic perp in New Orleans Towers and she was also a fake Christian, a religious narc, and a perp. Her name was Linda Coulter Jackson. I think I heard she passed away, but Miss Linda was a perp. And she trained her kids, and she had an adopted daughter. She had not the 5-year-old, the 4 or 5-year-old daughter, but the son Jared and the adopted daughter Michelle. Yeah, she had them perping the fuck out of me. And they would come in my house and they would always disrespect my house. My apartment. But, when I say my house, narcissistic abusers want to try to correct me with an attitude and say, it's not a house, it's an apartment. Well, when I say my house, meaning my home, so even I've been referring to an apartment as my house. You know what I mean, but I guess they try to do that to minimize you when they do that, or trying to minimize the value of you. So, but it seemed like I still got more clothes to go through and sort through of what I might want and don't want, but it looks like as if, all these clothes from my storage unit, and it's like when I had the storage unit, I would be looking for shorts and could not find shorts. And it's like now I find all these pairs of shorts. And it's like, wow, this is what I've been looking for, and couldn't find it for shit. So all the stuff that I have been looking for and could not find, now as I'm going through, now I'm able to find certain things. So, but I don't want to wear out all my clothes to the point where, now it looked like I got so much clothes that it wouldn't even fit in my grocery buggy, my laundry, my utility cart. So, but I have a bag of dirty clothes. This bag right here of dirty clothes. But But I guess since I got my stuff out of the storage unit, um, it looks like I may not need to do laundry for a long time, you know. But I don't have a car to bring like a carload full of clothes. So I came across a sweater and another jacket. Let me try to see if I can get back there. So, excuse me. This jacket right here. Oh, it does have a hood on it. Good. So this jacket right here, I got, and so this jacket, when I worked the temp service at the convention center in New Orleans, my hometown, and then people were allowed to wear hoodies and blazers and stuff, but I was told that it was okay for me to wear that. And then once I got there, that was the second time I tried to work a temp service job, and they scapegoated me. And I don't have enough time to go into detail in this video, but they scapegoated and singled me out, and then tried to set me up and they try to say that was a puffy ski parka. And I'm like, well, y'all said black jacket, or it doesn't matter. But then you wait till I showed up with that to single me out and with the workplace mobbing. And they did this to me with these Hispanic people. They singled me out. And it's like people were able to wear skank shorts and ripped jeans. But I had on khaki capri pants. And they said, well, you look like you just woke up. Well, they pulled me to the side and told me that they weren't going to let me work. And they pulled me to the side and said, well, you need to learn how to have good presentation, which is in New Orleans way would say you need to learn how to look presentable. But I'm like, what? But so I'm like me wearing, a shirt with a big butterfly on, a white shirt with a big butterfly on it, and khaki capri pants, and you say that that's not presentable, but people can wear ripped jeans and hoochie shorts where the skin of the bottom of their ass cheeks is hanging out, and you let them work. And I was very confused. I didn't realize that was part of the gang stalking and workplace mobbing and the psychological games that they were playing to keep me in poverty and keep me homeless and keep me poor. I don't think I was homeless at that time, and I don't remember if it was 2017 or 2018 that they did that to me. And I don't remember what agency that was in that temp service in New Orleans, but it was run by Hispanic people. And I was confused that I was the only one singled out and pulled apart. And this happened with 2 different jobs, So then they had this abusive, narcissistic black man on the bus that tried to bully, harass, and lecture me and meddle in my business. And then he tried to lecture me, talking about, you see that pink slip follows you. So I am so sorry. Now they cutting grass near here. I'm almost done the video anyway because my time the storage space is, accumulating on my phone. So I won't wear red clothes like every day, but for me to have that red shirt, well, If I feel like wearing it, I'm gonna wear the red shirt then. I did the the blog post about targeted individuals wearing red. I think I did that last year. And I think the gang stalking network tried to make a fool out of me and try to make that go viral in a bad way to make me look silly and crazy. So, you know, so I'm going to just try to be comfortable with being myself. And as long as I know that I'm not perping anybody or trying to perp anybody, you know. Well, as I said, I was left with no choice. But I already explained about this in the red MP3 player, and I was so doggone mad. But I guess they set that up and manipulated for things to look like that way, so to keep you further isolated and make other TIs hate you even more. And even in the TI community, spreading false rumors, lying and saying you're a perp. But, you know, I don't even think that I would go out of my way. Like from now on, you know, I don't think that I will go out of my way and willfully try to go and buy. Maybe I might just do it. Who knows? But go out of my way to buy like a red shirt. But they had certain like job fairs, health fairs, or like the Essence Festival or something like that. You know, if they give away, like they gave me 2 T-shirts, and I think they were too small, so I think I got rid of them. 2 T-shirts that were red, and it had my name on it. It was before I found out the bigger picture about gang stalking. I knew some stuff, but didn't know, and I still don't know all there is to know about gang stalking. So yeah. But I'm not gonna try to like go out of my way and deliberately and on purpose be petty and messy and just wear red to fuck with somebody or something like that, you know. But if I'm picking through clothes and that red shirt so happened to be like the closest thing, then, you know, I know I'm not trying to perp nobody. But the so-called TI community, as I said, the gang stalkers narcissistically bragged about ruining my reputation in the TI community, you know. But the people who truly are fake TI perps, those are the ones who have their own cult following and they're untouchable. And they're to be the popular fakes that you're not allowed to speak against them. Or they will have their cult following flying monkeys to come and devour and attack you. But, you know, and they got certain fake TI perps that try to lay low and have no YouTube subscribers and try to just fuck with you and harass you and make perp comments. You know. But I know where I stand as a real targeted individual. And you calling me fake does not override reality. You already had a premeditated fake hatred towards me because then you turn around and start doing perp shit. Like Paul was doing perp stuff to me. Just like other narcissistic control freak fake TI perps that try to bully, harass, and threaten me or make false rumors about me and do what the perps do. You know, so the hell with him and any other fake TI abusive, narcissistic, control freak, fake TI perp. You a deceiver and be throwing up satanic hand signs. Dog, the Dan just got on my eye. So, but like anyway, so for I didn't have breakfast today, but for lunch I had I don't know if I said this already, but I had like a meat patty, like a sandwich with a meat patty and some sauce on it. And I didn't have oranges yesterday. I didn't have fruit yesterday, so I had made up for it today by I had 2 Cara oranges and 2 of the mini cucumbers, and I have 1 more orange and 1 more mini cucumber left, and I still got some more, a little bit, like maybe almost a week's worth of mixed vegetables left, and I still have those blueberries in the freezer, you know. But yeah, I mean, as I said, red has never really been my favorite color anyway. But me avoiding the color red for so long, I kind of missed wearing red, you know. I guess because of being deprived. But when I was living in Denton, Texas, I realized for a long time I wondered why I didn't have a red shirt at all. And then shortly before, I guess in 2011, I some kind of way ended up with a red shirt somehow. If I didn't buy it from fake Walmart, then I don't remember how I got the red shirt. But I went like quite a few years without wearing a red shirt or wearing anything red. But one of the last things I would want to do is to trigger another TI, you know. But the majority of the TI community is against me anyway. You know, they're against me and have a premeditated issue or problem with me anyway. And they got their minds made up, and a lot of them are abusive, narcissistic, and controlling. And when I have those kinds of personalities, they do perp shit, and they spread false rumors about you and try to make you look bad anyway. And then when you speak the truth, nobody's listening, or they try to mute and cancel and shut you up. So I mean, and I can't believe men being so disrespectful and abusive towards women, you know, and then society is okay with that. So, you know, I didn't have breakfast, so I had lunch today, and I'm swamped with so much work to do and so much organization. But as I said, I had to take a break and stop because I started to get a headache. But I had not long ago ate my food and drunk a lot of water. But once I had the oranges and the mini cucumbers, then I started to feel like a little bit more alert, you know, and less tired and sleep deprived. But I'm starting to feel like a little bit tired again, you know. So I saw I think it was yesterday or the day before, I came across the paper, and I think it was yesterday, about me being wrongfully banned from my college. But that was for 1 year. And they said that my behavior was a threat to the safety of the campus. And I don't even know if an online perp had called up the university and showed them my videos or told them about me, because it's mighty funny that I have been doing videos for a while and I was homeless and had nowhere to go, and I went to where I felt safe. And I was talking about narcissistic abuse and the foster mom, and everything was fine. But the moment I started talking about gang stalking, they orchestrated that setup to have me wrongfully banned. You know, I guess me talking about gang stalking is, you know, considered a threat. A threatening behavior, I guess, you know. Because I had just finally put all the pieces of the puzzle together. And after they banned me from there, and then, like, they banned me from there, and then as soon as I got my tax refund check, that's when I bounced and I got here to Pensacola. And it didn't even cross my mind to get a hotel or a motel the first night. When I first got here, I was trying to find a shelter, and I ended up at that fake-ass Heavenly Blessings place. And within a day or two, they perked me out of there, and I ended up being forced to have to be on the streets. So I am sorry for the noise. Like, at first I had no idea because I got my earbuds in, but I didn't even realize that they were cutting the grass. And the neighbors across from me, they didn't have curtains at first, or blinds or whatever. When I got my curtains or whatever, my temporary curtains, when I got mine, that's when they got theirs too, that like the next day. So, I be noticing like some copycat and weird perp stuff that they be doing, and seemingly, it seems like almost all the neighbors around here, not everybody in this complex, but everybody nearby, they all seem like perps, So now you won't see me doing like videos in like public library bathrooms, because now I have a permanent place to live. But yeah, the online gang stalkers, they're mad because I'm exposing them. They're bullying and abuse, and they would call up the library downtown or something, or the genealogy library that they shut down. They would call up that library. But now that I have a place to live and I got Wi-Fi here, I can do my videos like I'm talking right now. I can do that here. So, now that I'm here, I don't have to go to the library as much either. Excuse me, but I still would have some occasions where I would need to go to the library, like to make copies of certain important documents or something like that. But I won't have to go to the library every day or every week, but I got my internet here, excuse me. I got my internet here. So, trying to think of what other stuff to say. But I know this video, a lot of people going to be mad, but y'all stay mad at me anyway. What? YouTube falsely removed one of my videos. One of the online gang. Oh, wait. Oh, no. It was on one of my other channels. The online gang stalkers on my Targeted by the Psych World backup. One of the online gang stalkers falsely reported my video for harassment, when it's what they do to me. I don't know which video it is, but it was one of those videos. See, I haven't even posted up on there for a while. So they taking like nitpicking and taking old videos for nothing. So I'll be right back, and I'm going to come back on here and let y'all know what video that was.